Good morning, my dear class 12th B students. As in this video of the chapter Dunning letters, we will discuss the topic Dunning letter in the subject business organization. So, first of all, let me tell you what are the Dunning letters. As we all know that in any type of business, in every type of business, there is two types of transactions. One is cash transaction and the other one is credit transactions. In each and every business, the number of credit transactions are much more higher than cash transactions. Whole economy, whole business will 70% or 80% will be dependent on the credit transactions. In various times, in many times, it happens that some people who has taken the money, who has purchased the goods, haven't paid the money on time. There will be many cases when many people will not pay the money on time. So for collecting that money, if businessman is writing a letter, it will be called Dunning letter. It will be called Dunning letter. Okay, so let's see the meaning. These days, businessmen, particularly small retailer, would find it very difficult to carry on their business without receiving goods on credit. The economic importance of credit lies in the fact that the receiver of it is being helped to provide capital for running of his business by another firm. The seller allows credit only for the exploited people period of time, and before the expiry of which the buyer is required to pay the goods supplied to him on the credit. Okay, if the term and conditions of the credit are compelled with by the buyer, it is well and good, but many times many businessmen fails to pay the money on time. So we have to collect that. So for collecting that, we will write a letter, and that letter will be called Dunning letters. Okay. So there are four types of Dunning letters. Dunning letter 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let me tell you, before writing the Dunning letter, which precautions we have to acquire. Because Dunning letter, the writing, the language, the method of writing the Dunning letter should be up to the mark. Because we not only need to get back our money, but we also be careful that our businessman, our trader, our purchaser, or our business will not be affected. It means the person from which we are asking for the money doesn't feel it uncomfortable or don't take it in any other way. He will just give us the money, and our business from him will run easily. So the guidelines in general for drafting of a Dunning letters are as follows. First of all, there will be the first letter with which a copy of invoice or a statement of account is sent. In first letter, we will just tell that person that there is a due amount, and it may be possible that you have forgotten it. So we are just sending the invoice or copy of your account so that you can check it out. Okay. And it is not to be marked as reminder. It is a general letter. It should not be marked as reminder. The letter, as explained above, is sent to the buyer just to memorize the transaction dues. Actually, the chain of reminder of Dunning letter starts with the second letter. Reminder should be sent if after the first letter we will give the receiver the sufficient time, and if in that time that particular person doesn't pay us the money back, at that time we have to write the first reminder. means the second letter will be called as first reminder. Okay. A reference of first letter should be, of course, be given in the first reminder. Okay. A dunning letter should be written sufficient after the date on which the buyer was supposed to make the payment. Means if any person has said that I will pay the money on 5 Jan, so at that time you need not to send the letter to 6 Jan. Okay, if till 5 Jan he doesn't pay, you have to wait for a while. It may be possible that on 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 he will give the money. But after a sufficient period, if he has said that he will give the money on 5 Jan, after a sufficient period means after 15 to 20 days, if the amount wasn't received, you can write the next letter. Third, the language of letter should be very clear. Okay, it means that emotions can't be expressed through writing. So at that time you have to be very careful that second person doesn't take it in any other way. Okay, next, along with the request for payment of the dues, it's worthwhile to impress upon the buyer the importance and need of the capital in the business. Okay, next, the principle generally followed in the writing of dunning letter is maintain the relation and recover the dues. You have to maintain the relation between both of you. Okay, next, there is no place for personal remarks in a dunning letter. You can't even figure out any personal comment on that second person. It's completely based on business. Okay. Only when it becomes necessary to do so, the second and the third reminder should be written in the manner explained above. As far as possible, dunning letters should not be written timely. Next, if not all, but at least the last dunning letter should be sent by registered acknowledgement due post, so that you have the proof as a registered proof that you had sent the dunning letter. Because after 4 dunning letter, if that person doesn't pay or reply, at that time you have to go to the court, and there that registered post will be a proof for you. Sufficient time lag is maintained between the writing of 2 dunning letters. Means don't send the letters quickly. Okay, there should be a particular time before sending 2 dunning letters. And at last, the chain of writing dunning letters must come to an end as soon as suitable reply is received from the buyer. If buyer has given a suitable reply, at that time you have to stop writing dunning letters. Okay, so here you can see the first dunning letter. It's very simple, general and humble. Here you can write the name of the writer, means that person who wants the money back. Here is the address of that writer. Here reference number, telephone number, telegram. You don't mention telegram because telegram services is stopped by the post office. Okay. Then here is the name and address of purchaser from whom you want your money back. Reason, request for payment. Then, dear sir, we would like to draw your kind attention to our statement of account number you can give any type of number, dated on that, enclosed herewith of 20,500, which is to be paid by you. Please remit the amount as early as possible. It's a gentle, very kind reminder. Okay. The language of letter should be very clean and clear. After that, second letter should also be very clear, very humble. These things will be the same. Just see the language. I am just showing you the difference of language. Here you have to mention that you have sent a letter. So we bring you the kind attention of a letter number on dated date for payment of our dues of 20,500, and You are requested to kindly arrange a bank draft of return post. Okay. This is the second reminder. Everything will be the same. Now, the language should be a little bit hard. Not harsh, but hard. Here you have to mention that you are requested to immediately bank transfer or bank draft. And at last, in final reminders, you have to give the notice, or you have to just tell him that pay the money or else you will go to the court. So this was it for this chapter. This was it for the chapter. This chapter is very important for your board examination, for theory as well as for practicals. So as well as for letters. So just read all the letters, and if you find any doubt or any difficulty, you can ask. I will be there to help you out in all your needs. Till then, bye bye students. Keep learning, keep focusing on your board exams, and we will help you all in all your needs. Till then, bye bye students.